Hey guys, thanks for coming back to another episode of Cobra TV. And today we're going to talk about the space stations in No Man's Sky. With all of the recent events with the delay and everything, we're just going to keep pushing right on through. There won't be any talk of the drama on this channel whatsoever. And if you're new to this channel, this is a fan channel of No Man's Sky. And since the release date has been pushed back to August, we're going to go back to covering every little detail about No Man's Sky. And in today's episode, it is space stations. Now, we've talked about space stations before, but we've never had a full episode just focusing on space stations. And it's one of the things that I'm kind of most excited about in No Man's Sky. But every single star in the system will have a space station that will have a class rating. It will determine the quality of goods sold there. Space stations will play an important role in our journey in No Man's Sky. For me, after jumping to a new system, going to the space station first could very well tell you a bit about the system that you're in, such as the price of resources in that area, seeing what the prices are and what's being traded there. Because we know that some resources will be worth more or less in other parts of the universe. So who knows, you could be carrying around a ton of worthless stuff that's worth a lot there. Another reason why I would like to go to the space station before I landed on any planet in the star system is to see who's there. As Sean has stated, there will be other NPCs walking about that you could talk to.
Potentially, sometimes there's NPCs in here and you can talk to them. You can discover new tech in here, that kind of thing. You can also come in here for trading. So every now and then you'll see ships landing, coming in, and you can potentially buy those ships.
Okay.
Or you can trade with the NPCs who are inside in those ships.
And they will be walking around, as stated in this quote by Sean Murray. For me, what it does is give a sense of scale to the game. Maybe this is just me, but there's something really nice about being in a space station, talking to a guy, and then getting in a ship and flying out and turning around, and now that space station is a little dot in the distance. And in that dot, you know that there's a little window and a little guy staring out of that window. It just gives a whole thing scale. I don't know, maybe we can get a better idea of what's going on in that star system. Do the traders talk of pirate activity? Are certain NPCs talking about an ongoing war with a faction in that area? Maybe you could follow them out and join in that war for a bit of space combat. I like to think of it as going to the local pub in that area. As stated before, each space station will have a rating that indicates the quality of goods sold there. You can attack that space station but cannot fully destroy it, as each system needs to have a space station as stated by Sean Murray. But you can lower its class forever. By attacking it, you don't get a reward, but when the Galactic Police come after you, you can get a reward for destroying them. Sometimes these space stations can be lonely and rather empty, and other times it can be rather busy. Imagine the amount of NPCs walking around in a super busy space station. One of the things that Sean said he loves to do, and I agree with him, is just sitting there watching ships coming and going from the space station to the planets and back, seeing the economy just working away. It just sounds so soothing and definitely something that I would like to do if I was taking a break or catching my breath dealing with some pirates. And what's really cool is, as stated by a lot of playtesters, when you enter a space station, there is a blue tractor beam that pulls you in kind of like an autopilot, which if you really think about it, is something that I would imagine that would really be put in place in reality in a situation just like that, to avoid accidents and speeding throughout the space station. So I think that's pretty cool. Some activities that you can do in a space station is buy and sell resources and buy and sell ships, trade resources, talk to NPCs. You can even find tech in the space stations and explore. There will be an interior to these space stations that you can walk around in, rooms to go in, windows to look out of, and so on. With the procedural generation, these space stations can look like anything, as stated by Sean Murray. A quote by Sean Murray in the Game Informer January 2015 issue: "Some space stations look like the Death Star or Borg Cube, and with all the space stations that we've seen so far, we haven't even scratched the surface, as we have not seen any that look like the Borg Cube or Death Star." I am so excited to see these awesome spaceports just as much as the planets. The what's inside, who's inside, what's going on in there will always be tugging at my curiosity. Let me know down below what you guys are looking forward to in No Man's Sky. As always, I do love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like me to talk about until August. And as always, until next time.